Giveaways suck. What's going on, guys? My name's Kyle. In today's video, we're going to be talking about why you shouldn't be doing giveaways for your Amazon FBA product. So one of the ways I've been seeing a lot of people using to rank their products on Amazon is using giveaways. Now, giveaways, basically, if you don't already know, is people will give away products to kind of fool the Amazon algorithm into thinking that you're making those sales, and then because you're selling a certain amount, they'll put you higher up in the product search results, okay? So if the top page, let's say on average, everyone's selling 20 to 30 sales, or 20 to 30 products a day, then you would go in and give away 30 products a day, and then in Amazon's algorithm, they'll think, oh, okay, you're selling 30 a day, you deserve to be on the first page with people that are selling 20 to 30 a day, okay? So there's a couple of issues in doing this, and the first one is cost. Now, the cost of doing this can be extreme because not only are you not making money, you're just giving up your products for free to people. And then on top of that, usually if you're doing giveaways, you're going to be using a service to help you do the giveaways with something like Viral Launch or something similar to that. So for this example, we're going to just talk about using Viral Launch, but it's very similar, doing it in other ways. And even if you don't use Viral Launch, you're going to see that it's going to be really expensive to do this giveaway approach to ranking on Amazon. So if you're going to use a service like Viral Launch, they're going to charge you about $400 in order to give away your products for you and setting that all up. So $400 right off the bat, you lose, okay? And then on top of that, you're losing all of the money per product when you're giving them away, because you're not making money, you're just giving them away. So not only are you not making your usual profit margin at your price point, but you're actually losing money because of the initial investment you had that you paid for your supplier. You paid your supplier for those products. So for this example, let's just say that your price point for your product is going to be $20, okay? So you are giving up $20 per unit. So for every product that you're giving away, you're not getting the $20 because you're not selling it at its list price. You're giving it away for $0. So you're losing that potential $20 on top of the fees that you have to pay Amazon for shipping and doing those obligations, plus the cost of the unit itself. Now, for a $20 product, let's just say with shipping from your Chinese supplier, the total cost for that, let's say, is about $5, okay? So you're paying $5 per unit, and for a product page that has about 20 to 30 sales on the first page, you're probably going to be giving away, you need to be giving away 20 to 30 per day, and then you're doing that, let's say, for 5 days, 4 or 5 days. So you're looking at giving away 100 of those products, okay? So not only are you paying $5 per unit, but then you're paying, for 100 of those units. So that's going to be $500. So $500 total for the unit cost alone, because it's $5 per unit, and then you need to give away 100 of them in order to, theoretically get onto the first page. So that's going to be $500 right there, just in product costs alone. Now, on top of that, you have Amazon's seller fees for utilizing their services. So Amazon fees are going to vary depending on how big your product is. But for this example, I'm going to use something really small, a little fidget spinner. Okay, so you're selling a fidget spinner. I just looked up using the FBA calculator how much that's going to cost. And because you're giving it away, the percentage, usually it's like 15%, but because you're giving it away, it goes down to $1 per unit. So you're paying $1 for using Amazon's website, basically. And then using their fulfillment, it costs, it came out to a total of $4.19. So $3.19 using for their shipping and everything like that, and using their fulfillment services. So $4.19 per unit for this $20 item. And then it's not just $4.19, but you times that by 100 because you're giving away 100 of these units. So that ends up being $419 just to use the Amazon service and those shipping fees for doing giveaways in general. Now, because you're using that, not only do you have to pay the $400 to Viral Launch, but then you have the cost of the units themselves, which is $500, and then Amazon fees, which are $419. So overall, you're looking at, what is this, $1,319, I believe. Yeah, so just over $1,300, $1,300 to give away your products, 100 of these units. That is your cost for giving them away, okay? So at this point, you're down a significant amount of money, right? Because on top of the other units that you had to pay for, you had to pay $1,300 just to, you know, be on the front page for probably a short amount of time. I mean, a lot of times, if it's a competitive niche or you have issues with, you know, your listing, and you know, you still like need to optimize your listing over time and make sure it's looking really good. So if you use these services, a lot of times you won't even stick to the front page, and you'll end up falling, and all this money is for naught. And then Viral Launch, you know, recommends, oh, well, you can do a bunch of different launches, launches over time. You can keep doing launches, or launches. It's not really a launch if it's just you always doing it. And you can keep doing giveaways to, you know, maintain on that front page to help you with organic sales. Now, the issue with that is that when does that end? I mean, if I can't just continually be doing launches and losing money out of pocket, because not only am I having to give these away, but I have to pay fees. I'm literally paying money to give these products away. So it just doesn't make sense overall to be using a giveaway method for ranking on the first page. So at the end of this all, you're looking at losing per unit that you're giving away $13, and that's your cost. So for your per unit cost using giveaways, it's looking at you're looking at losing $13 per unit you're giving away, okay? So that obviously really sucks because you're losing more money than you even initially invested because of these giveaways that you think you have to do, really you don't. And then compared to organic selling, meaning that if you were just on the first page, you know, using other methods, how much money would you be taking in using these exact numbers, and you're looking at $11 profit per unit. So that's a huge difference. $11 profit versus losing $13 per unit. That's a massive difference. And so we're trying to think, okay, what are other ways that we can get to the first page without having to go through this huge cost of selling at $13 a unit? So there's a couple different ways that I've used in the past in order to rank products. And the first one is using PPC, which is pay per click on Amazon.com. Now, a lot of you guys have probably heard of this. And it doesn't always cover everything, but if you haven't tried anything, it's definitely the way to go. And so basically what this means is that you're going and using Amazon's advertising client on their on Seller Central. And you can use that in order to advertise on Amazon search results. And so you can push yourself onto the first page with your sponsored ad so people see your product. Now, if you have a good product, and it's not really competitive as far as advertising goes on Amazon, so if there's not like a ton of sellers selling the exact same thing or bidding for those keywords, then it's really not that expensive to use their advertising in Seller Central. And then when you're doing that, you can get sales and do pretty well. And then because you're selling on those keywords, you'll start ranking for those keywords because Amazon sees, okay, people are liking this specific product when they search this keyword because they're buying a product. So we're gonna start putting you organically under those search results, and then you'll have to stop paying, okay? So sometimes that's enough to where you can rank for those keywords, and then Amazon will start putting you up higher in the search results for those specific keywords, and that can be really great. Now you may be wondering, okay, well, I'm still paying for ads. I don't see what the big difference is between doing giveaways versus doing ads. And so the cost difference is huge, okay? Even if comparing, you could spend, because you're still getting the profit, right? So let's say $11 is without ads. So the difference between making $11 and losing $13 is $24. So you could potentially spend $24 on ads for your PPC campaign per unit of selling, and you're breaking even with the same cost it would take to do Viral Launch giveaways, right? So that's a massive amount. There's no way you're spending $24 per sale for ads. That, like, I've never seen that happen. Even with super competitive products, there's no way you're spending, you know, 30 bucks per sale just on ads alone. That just doesn't happen. I've had ad campaigns where I'm spending 50 cents for PPC per sale, and then I've had other ones that were really competitive, and it was looking at more like $2 to $3 per sale. But even at $3, okay, cool. So instead of making $11, I'm only making $8. I mean, that's a huge, that's like, I'm totally fine with making $8 versus losing $13 per unit. So it makes no sense, in my opinion, to be doing giveaways when you could just be doing advertising on Amazon's site itself, and you're still making profit. You're not even losing money. You could still sell, you know, you're selling at the same price. You could still, you know, have a really, you know, unoptimized campaign. Let's say you just know nothing about ads. You could be crappy and still, you know, maybe break even with your sales using your, you know, that advertising versus doing a viral launch giveaway where you're just losing money, okay? And the great thing about the advertising is that you can optimize that and keep that going even when you are ranked for those keywords. You can still use advertising because it doesn't ever hurt, especially if you're making sales using your, you know, pay-per-click advertising. You can just continue that campaign on, and that way, even if you're ranking first, I mean, you could have your advertisement showing up, you know, at the very top of the page, and then let's say third item down, you're like naturally, organically showing up in the search results, so you're twice on the first page. So when people see that, they're like, oh, this obviously is like a good one because I'm seeing it twice. They're gonna click on it and they're gonna buy from you, okay? So it's great because you grow with using your Amazon PPC versus, you know, only doing giveaways and then you show up and then you have really nowhere to go from there. It's hard to, you know, expand when you just kind of do like a, you know, pump your sales up really quick and then hopefully it works and takes, and hopefully it doesn't not work because then you're just back to square one. You have no idea what to do and you just lost a ton of money, right? So I mean, that's really like nerve-wracking, like dumping a ton of money into a giveaway system, and then, you know, hopefully it takes, and then they even say on their website, if you don't maintain sales, you're not going to stay on the first page. So, I mean, I don't understand, you know, why people would choose that route. I mean, maybe because they think, oh, well, I'm going through a company, you know, it's safer to have them take care of it for me. I don't want to deal with it. In reality, like, it makes no sense to do that. You're losing a ton of money, and then, I mean, you could potentially make money and do better using the pay-per-click methods or advertising methods compared to doing a giveaway. Now, at this point, you must be wondering, okay, so let's say I go in, I do Amazon PPC, pay-per-click advertising, and I'm not seeing great results. You know, it's really competitive for the keywords that I'm in, or, you know, maybe my product in general just isn't a, you know, good product on Amazon. I didn't realize I made some mistakes, or maybe it's just an overly competitive market. Maybe a lot of people jumped in on the same product you're doing, and so it's really competitive with a bunch of different new sellers. So there's a bunch of different situations where Amazon PPC might be difficult to use because, you know, of, you know, the things I just mentioned. So there's another way that you can rank using advertising and not just doing giveaways for your product, and that is Facebook advertising. So Facebook advertising is essentially using what we just talked about with, you know, Amazon pay-per-click advertising on their site, but instead of going and advertising on Amazon's site, we're advertising on Facebook. Now, Facebook's great for a number of reasons. One being that you have, you know, a bunch of information that Facebook provides you as an advertiser on, you know, the different people that are using it. There's a ton of different demographic information that they give you that their users either intentionally or unintentionally will give Facebook. And with that information, you can then target certain people that will like your product. So using Facebook advertising, there's a number of different ways that it can go, but generally when we first start out, let's just say you're doing a $10 per day campaign, okay? And this might sound kind of confusing, but just hang in there with me. $10 per day for Facebook advertising, and let's say per click you're getting on Facebook, let's say it's, 20 cents, okay? 20 cents per click on Facebook. And basically what's happening is that when they're on Facebook, they see your advertisement, they see your product, and then a click means they clicked shop now. So they wanna go shop and buy that product, okay? So let's say it's 20 cents. That's kind of like par for the course on how much it would cost for a well-designed Facebook ad, okay? So it's 20 cents per click. And if you're spending about $10 per day, then it's about 50 clicks per day spending $10 a day. So that's 50 clicks spending $10 a day. So from those 50 clicks, we're looking at least, let's just say 5% will convert into sales on our Amazon page, okay? So 5%, let's just say that goes to 3 clicks that turn into sales. Okay, so for those 3 sales, we spent $10 on, for the 50 clicks. So if you split it up, it ends up being about $3 per sale using the Facebook ad method. So that $3 is going to be taken from your profit margin of $11 that we calculated earlier. So 11 minus 3 comes out to $8 profit using the Facebook ads. Now, what's great about Facebook ads is that you can scale Facebook ads incredibly well. So instead of, obviously you can't really scale doing giveaways, or you could just give away more, but that's not profitable. But with Amazon PPC, you can kind of scale because you can, up your daily budget, but at a certain point it will just stop and only spend a certain amount because there's only so many users searching your specific keywords on Amazon. But what's cool about Facebook is that there's millions and millions of users using Facebook, and you can connect with them with your Facebook ads. And so you can connect with tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in a day if you wanted to, if you have a profitable Facebook advertisement that you've properly optimized and you're doing all the right things. And so maintain that $3 per sale. And then instead of spending $10, you can spend, $100. You can spend $1,000. And so it's crazy that you can spend so much more and then have, that equal return back. Now, there's more to it than that, but generally, you can spend more and then have similar return rates on what you're spending. So what's really cool about Facebook ads compared to the Amazon pay-per-click ads is that with the Facebook ads, when someone clicks on your ad, they've already kind of decided they want to shop because they clicked shop now on your Facebook ad. But beyond that, they've already seen your specific product, so they want, or they have that in their mind at least. And then when they click on it, it brings them to your page. And then from your page, it's your main product. They can click add to cart, and it's that simple. You're not competing really with other people besides related products that if they scroll down, they'll see. But a lot of times people will just look at it, they'll say, okay, this looks good. People like things to be easy, right? So they have the product page up, they'll just click add to cart, and that's it, right? Now that's very different from Amazon PPC, because even if you're on the first page using Amazon PPC advertising, you have to directly compete with other people on the page. And so that can be an issue because a lot of people that are on that page, everyone's the exact same size on the page. They're comparing directly your pictures and their pictures, maybe different variations of the different products. They're looking at titles, they're looking at how many reviews people have. But if you're the only main product on the page, there's not as much comparison going on, and there's more just, okay, do I want to buy this or do I not want to buy this? And so that's really good because you don't have as much competition, especially with those super competitive niches where people, their prices are super low because they're freaking out. A lot of people, if there's a ton of people selling a certain product, they'll just cut their prices dramatically, which hurts everyone in the niche and doesn't help at all. So Facebook advertising is a great option for people in those types of niches because they won't see the prices of your competitors. So that's a great way to use these Facebook ads, especially when the niche is kind of all messed up because people are just like doing these ridiculous things in your niche. You're cutting prices, or maybe it's just a competitive niche where everyone is been selling for a while and you're trying to get into a more competitive niche because maybe you like that certain product, or maybe it became competitive after you bought your product. You know, whatever it is, when you're in that specific niche that is maybe, you know, difficult to get sales with organically right off the bat, Facebook ads is a great option because you're bringing them in from an external source and not competing with other people on Amazon directly. So obviously there's a little bit more than just what I broke down behind me as far as, you know, how to do Amazon PPC properly, optimizing it, as well as Facebook ads, setting up a successful advertising campaign on Facebook. But this is just kind of the cost breakdown and why it makes no sense to do giveaways and, you know, stick with advertising your products, because not only, it's not a short-term kind of like throwing something at the wall and hoping it sticks, right? You can, you know, move these advertising campaigns forward with your product, scale them up, and, you know, increase your sales into the future, rather than just hoping that this, you know, huge surge of money in the beginning will help you get organic sales down the line. I'm gonna be coming out with more videos regarding Facebook advertising and Amazon PPC, so if you guys are interested in that, make sure to go ahead and subscribe down below, and if you like the video, make sure to like the video down below as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one.